So hello and welcome back, CNG 132. Um, had some technical difficulties. I definitely try to get the new application to work with the video on my Surface Pro, but it did not want to work how I wanted it to work. I gotta have some admin privileges, which I don't. So let's jump in. Let's do content, and then we'll go to in, an introduction to the course. Once again, I made this course. Man, it's been at least 3 years now. Redesigned it from the ground up. Made it so online and face to face had the exact same exposure to the content. Um, Made the book digital so students on the first day would have access to the material. Um, and then you guys can just basically start reading on the first day of class. You can have the book read to you, dictated to you. You have access to the book no matter where you are. Mobile device. I haven't tried reading it on an iPhone, but definitely used it on an iPad and a Surface 4, and it's definitely usable for mobile devices, which is very good. In the getting started area here, once again, it just has some basic short videos in the MindTap user guide. As soon as you click on here, as soon as you click on any link that has um, the bucket and the arrow, you'll be taken out to MindTap. The first time you do click one, it'll ask you to create a count. It should give you a countdown um, of a 14-day trial period, and that's usually what it does. Um, it gives you a countdown, and basically that's for students if they decide not to stay with the course. They do get a full refund of the book and the program, but that's what will happen when you first click that link. You'll have to make an account, a Cengage account, and then if you ever use Cengage again, whether it's a class with me in a server course or Network 2, you'll use the same account again and again. Well, once again, these are really short videos. I think 3 minutes is about the usual time you'll spend on it. The introduction video will be posted here. The discussion rubric, basically I do a rundown of our discussions every week. Um, you make sure that you are being vocal in these um, in these weekly discussions. Don't just say, "Oh, I agree." That's a horrible reply to someone who put thought into their discussion. And make sure that you do the same and put significant effort into your discussion. Um, the prompts are in the book, and we can find those at the end of every chapter. Actually, let me go back, duplicate this. They're at the end of every chapter, and once again, how you get to them. I think the easiest way to get to them, if you look at the discussion, it's going to tell you where they're located. 1-5E or 2-3E is where they're going to be located. So we can go to the book to that specific spot and look for the discussion prompts. Some of the prompts will require you to read. Some of them will not. They're just a reflection on um, basically your point of view, your perspective. And you saw the way that I clicked this. I clicked the read, and it does not show me the 1-5E, and it will not in this concept. I don't know why it does this, but you'll have to click the full book, and then once again go the same route that I showed you before. Table of contents 1. If we close this, we can expand this to full. And we're looking for the case projects as the discussion topics. Um, so And I would urge you to kind of like, since we kind of rotate one topic or two topics per week, on the 2 week um, topics, definitely take a look at both chapters and see what resonates within you, because that's going to help you write a better discussion. You know, preventing attacks. What are your layers? Is it, personal attack experiences? Everyone's has an attack experiences. Especially the attacks have differentiated. What I have noticed, um, because more people are at home, the attacks are definitely getting uh, changing from what they usually are, and we'll talk about that just in a little bit. And here's the syllabus for this summer. Um, the syllabus does change regularly from semester to semester. I do my best to keep the errors out of it. But this is summer 2020. It's 3 credits. We're online, location online. I'm your instructor, George Lemos. I don't have a campus phone. I use Google Hangouts for you guys, and I can't stress this enough to join the Google Hangouts, because basically it's an app on my phone. It'll come through as a text. Um, you guys have, since 132 is the only course I have this summer, you guys kind of have the room to yourself. But the most successful students are in that room and always asking questions. That's my only way to communicate with you by a two-way street. And I mean a two-way street is by you contact me and I contact you back. These weekly videos are great, but it's really only me speaking to all of you. And it sometimes answers questions, but if you're looking for more specific answers, make sure you use that Google Hangouts. I supplied the link a little bit further on, but hop in there, and that is probably the best way to get a hold of me. High success rate, because more students are in there. Don't feel like you have to ever hide a question in there. If you have the question, guaranteed somebody else has the question. So feel free to just stay in that one chat room, and if you blow it up, that's fine with me. Once again, those messages go to my phone as a text. It's easier for me to answer a text in most cases than it is an email, because if I'm at a client site, I can't really log into my email and then write you an email back. If I'm at a client site, I can definitely use my phone and then shoot you an answer back relatively quickly. Office location, I do not have an office. Office hours by appointment. If you need to meet, we can meet on campus. Oh, campus is closed. Uh, Office hours, I don't know. We can do a coffee shop or something to get that going, since, well, I guess we can do whatever is open at this time, really, since campus is not open. Course materials, you got the book already. Simply by paying for this course, you have the book. You do need an internet connection. You need a computer that can host a virtual machine, and you need to buy Transcender 180-day access to the SYO 501 Security Plus. Now, this is only available at the Larimer County Bookstore for 60% off. So make sure that when you go online, you choose the bookstores, but then choose the Larimer Campus Bookstore specifically. Usually, I just put a search in the bookstore for 180-day online access, or I think I just do 180. I got it short down to 180 day, and that should find you the coupon. It might be listed under a different class, but don't worry. Once again, that code is just used for many certification practices. Net Plus, Security Plus, the server the server 70, 740, 741, and 742 are all the other ones I do. It just helps you get prepared for taking those industry certifications. Here's all the stuff I have to have in there per Colorado Community College. Here's our grade breakdown. Final exam, projects, tests, lab simulations, quiz, lab, and then discussion. As you see, we have like one lab, so that's only worth 5%. Discussions are 15%, quizzes are 5%, lab simulations are 20, tests are 15. We have 4 tests. Project from tests, we do projects through every chapter. Final exam 10%. No late work, no makeup. If you do miss it, just move on. That is why if you do miss a test, don't ask to go back and do it. This Transcender will help you get a better grade on that exam that you missed. So once again, don't ask to make it up. It's simply just move on, and we get it. I expect some course communication. Have some expectations for that. Proofread, be formal, show respect, respond promptly, identify yourself clearly. Since we only have one class this semester, you don't have to put what class you're in because I already know we're only doing one class together. Use an active voice for writing assignments. Make claims. I'm going to do this. If you say, well, I think I'm going to do this, that's not that's a passive voice. You want to be an active voice when you're doing your writing assignments. Define your words. If you use something that's an acronym, make sure to define that so people know what you're talking about. There's plenty of acronyms within the computer world, and a lot of them mean different things, cross scopes. So if I took a networking acronym, moved to programming, it very well could mean something entirely different. Proofread. Once again, open up Word, toss it in Word. Grammarly is free. Toss it in. I know you're allowed to toss it in there and do a thing. Scan. Just make sure you just do some proofreading in that. Here are some important dates. The first important date is the non-attendance reporting. Make sure to look at the syllabus. Of course, we're looking at the syllabus now, but make sure you look at the syllabus and agree with it in the discussion following this in the same category. But that just shows me that you are attending the class. You have agreed to attend to the class, and basically you won't get dropped from the class in week 2. Here's some other important dates. Make sure you read those. Last day of class is 8/3. Each week we cover 1 to 2 chapters. This week we cover 2, chapters 1 and 2. Next week we cover 3. I get asked a lot, what are the hard deadlines? Basically, the Sunday at midnight every week. Make sure you're getting all your stuff in that Sunday before midnight. If something comes up, Google Hangouts. You can send me a quick direct message and say, hey professor, this happened. I'm working on getting this in Monday afternoon. That is the best way to stay in contact with me. So I just have an idea in that category of what's going on with you. If I throw it in a grade, then I see that, I'm like, okay, they're going to be turning it in, so that grade it won't be permanent. And that's kind of what we'll be doing. We have 15 chapters in 10 weeks. It's a rigorous summer course, but it's definitely doable. How many do we have in this class? We have a fairly good summer class. Yeah, we have a fairly good summer class. So everybody, make sure you hop in that Google Hangouts. And once again, if you go content, I should have a Google Hangout. Yeah. Google Hangout room. That's how you get to my room. Follow that link and join it. I do have a WebEx room. If you guys are looking to work collectively, that Google Hangouts room, this WebEx room should open up. You will have access to share screens, share content. I would say since campus is open, that's probably going to be